Man, it's really hard to put one above the other.
The major that's most prestigious for me would have to be the U.S. Open. Just being able to win the green jacket, hold that eagle over your head, the amount of grueling games that we go through, the competition that bowls that every year, and a lot of the greats that have etched their name in the history books for the U.S. Open, I would have to say that's definitely the most prestigious.
The World Championships is always the one that's the hardest, but US Open's US Open. In every sport, that's the one that people want to win. Fortunate to have one.
To me, it's still the US Open being the most prestigious event.
Just a lot of history there. It's been going on for the longest amount of time, I believe.
Bowl 24 games of qualifying, then you bowl 8 games of cashers round, and then you bowl 24 games of match play. So you're bowling 56 games, and so that's like the true test of stamina, and then obviously with the new 3 different patterns, it's a test of versatility to prove if you can get to the top.
It's always been known as the hardest tournament to win, the hardest tournament to compete in, and I take great pride in competing in that event every year, and I take great pride in having it won twice.
The longest format, you look at the winners in the past 20, 25, 30 years, and it's the who's who of bowling.
As many years as it goes back, and just the players that have won that tournament, and it's nice to be a part of that history now.
It's probably still the US Open, but I don't think with all the changes that has been made to the US Open, it might not be the most prestigious if you're just looking at it right now, but the history of it makes it the most prestigious still, I think.
Well, it used to be the US Open for sure, but some of the changes they've made that I don't agree with, the scoring pace, the patterns, the limited field. So I would have to say it's the World Championship for sure. It's just the biggest field, the best field, and the longest format we have.
I think the World Championships would be the most prestigious, just because of all the events you have to qualify to get there on top of it. And then once you get there, I mean, you're probably bowling the best 5 in the world. So to come away with that title is, definitely one of the best, I think. I would love to check off the list at some point.
Personally, I'd have to say the Masters, just because that was the first one that I was able to get my hands on. So special to me, being my first singles title, first major title. So I don't think anything will change that opinion.
Well, I have a Masters title, so I want to say it's the most prestigious. I would probably say that the TOC is the most prestigious. You bowl against champions and champions only. To be the champion of the Champions Tournament, I feel like that's probably the most prestigious.
I think the TOC is by far the most prestigious major, because you have to be a champion to even be able to participate.
I mean, TOC is the first one that I, heard of, I think, because of, only the winners can bowl and all that. It's a little bit of a closed field, but I mean, they all have big status to me, and it's the hardest tournaments to win, so it's hard to pick one, really.
I guess now is the TOC, because I finally qualified for it after winning, so it'll be my first one coming up next year, so that's definitely the most prestigious one that we have, because it's all champions only. So that's going to have a lot of meaning going into it for my first time.
Most prestigious major would have to be the Tournament of Champions or the US Open. I think they're pretty equal in my opinion. Tournament of Champions because you're literally bowling against all champions. The likelihood of you bowling against either a Hall of Fame eligible or Hall of Fame player in the title match or in the ladder is almost a guarantee. And the US Open is just the history behind it. You want to go down as one of those guys that won the US Open, or maybe even won 2 or 3, maybe even get to that P. Weber level winning 5 of them. So it'd be incredible.
Obviously every major has a lot of history behind it, so it's really hard to pick one, because I kind of put all the majors in its own category of being the most prestigious events on tour.